Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome to another Guild Ball match report. Today we are test driving Kami with my Midas Alchemist team into Aaron's Blackheart team. So here we go with another one of these. You can see I am kicking off with Midas there. And so for the Union, we're coming in with Blackheart Coin, Avarice and Greed, Grace, Minx, and Fangtooth. Meanwhile, I've got Midas, Nausea, Kami, Venin, Vetcat, and Crucible. So I'm coming in with Kami. Aaron's taking kind of his normal team, except he's got Fangtooth back in there. It's kind of like a kaiju style giant beater lineup in there. So for the Union, their keys to victory, they're going to go for the 1-4 game this time. So more takeouts. One, squish the squishies. Lots of low defense, lots of squish on my side. Two, they want to force the scrum. They want to get me in that the party zone there. And three, they got to cage up that ball. They got to protect it from my strikers and keep it out of reach long enough to kill enough of my squishy guys. Now for me, I'm playing a 2-2 game. One, I need to spread out that field. Okay, I got to do the opposite of scrum. I've got way too much squish out there. Two, I need to win in isolation, meaning one-on-one matchups out on the wing and that kind of thing. And three, I need to keep the scoring pressure up. I've got to score at the right moments and kind of force Aaron into making some tough decisions here. So anyways, the ball is out, and it looks like Aaron is about to pick it up with Minx, and we'll see where we go from here. So let's go ahead and speed up that tape. And so we're doing a little bit of allocation here. So I kicked the ball towards Minx. I'm not sure that that was the best idea, but I figured, that was the isolation side. So maybe I can catch Minx out there on the wing and take advantage of that. And you can see with the allocation there, it's really weird with Kami on there. She can do nothing on the first turn, and that's just absolutely upsetting to me. So Minx is going to run up, pick up the ball, chuck an axe at Midas, and hit Midas for 3 damage and snare. So nice little activation there by Minx, and then she is going to just sort of punt the ball back. So Aaron deciding he doesn't really need an accurate pass just to get the ball. The axe toss and or mark target would be great. So Minx, with the damage done, can back to the shadows, and he's going to play a little bit of keep away with Minx. Meanwhile, I'm going to go with Kami, she's pointless on the first turn. I don't understand. Unless you're receiving, what does she actually do on the first turn? So I just move her, shuffle her to get out of the way, because 14 boxes on a 4-0, 12 boxes on a 4-0 is just stupidity to hand to somebody with a 1-inch melee and low tack. Anyways, here comes Grace up the side of the field. I believe she did quick foot on, I want to say, Blackheart, and went up the field. I go around the corner there with VCat, another guy who can't really do anything on the first turn, but that's fine. I mean, we play for that. We know VCat is going to play kind of aggressive midfielder there. Look for that opportunity. So he's playing on the same side opposite Minx there. We'll see how that develops. Meanwhile, it looks like Midas is going to go ahead and pull up Venin and the Sneck. And I've loaded up the Sneck. Okay, that's how bad, like, not having enough characters that can do anything, say, momentum worthy or even damage worthy on the first turn. That's what it's doing to me, is I'm loading up these characters, and I have almost no ranged plays on these teams. So anyways, it looks like Fangtooth is going to go, he'll pass the ball over to Blackheart successfully, dodge Blackheart up, and then he'll walk towards the middle of the field. Sneck is now in range to go ahead and charge Grace, and is going to do a little bit of poison there with some damage. I cannot get a good activation out of the Sneck. It's really weird. I got so much work out of the Sneck previously, and I just throw a bunch of just bricks at Grace there. I did, I think 1 damage and poison, and then you can see there's no poison on her because I couldn't land another attack with what was essentially 3 attacks, including a charge. So super depressing there. Here comes Blackheart going upfield there with the ball. gonna try to put in a little work onto Vet Catalyst there. So Aaron deciding, hey, let's exploit Vet Cat for some momentum, which is a great idea. And he had the range to do that, so he's gonna chip away there. He knows he doesn't have much of a chance of taking out Vet Cat this turn. That's not the point. You can see that momentum just racking up there. And I'm not used to losing momentum races. I don't do that very often, but as you can see, Blackheart did all of that and then passed the ball back to Minx and slid back. So you can see we're playing a standoff game, and if I had ranged plays, I would be in great shape. I don't have ranged plays because I've got a lady with 2 guns with no ranged plays, guys. That's how that works. Anyway, enough complaining about Kami. Here comes Angie, just kind of just stroll up midfield there. Not much they can do. I've got a bunch of wasted influence this turn because Aaron's playing a little starvation game on me. Crucible is going to go up the field. Just going to pull the poison off of Venom to do a little burning there to Blackheart. Nothing big. And again, I've got like no momentum. So that is pretty much turn. So I'm going to lose initiative going into the next turn. And yeah, it's just not much going on. Lots of stalemates. But overall, I like the spread of the board. And the idea here is to try to make Aaron try to fight on my terms and do everything I can to avoid a scrum. Okay? So, doing some allocation. This plan would have worked a lot better if Sneck could actually throw some decent dice. I know I'm always crying about dice, but seriously, people who play me know that I'm consistently on the low side of probability. So anyways, here comes Minx, fully clipped with the ball, and she just goes in on VCat and starts to do some more snare and doing actually fair bit of damage here to VCat and just sliding past. All right, so the ball is, this is interesting. This is kind of a cool way to kill the ball. Is she's way in the back there with the ball. And, so this is an interesting way to try to hide the ball actually behind my own lines. So I have to go back there with VCat, who's, about to die. And VCat is going to throw a bunch of dice at Minx. Now, again, if I had decent rolling, I probably could have killed Minx here. But it doesn't quite go the way I want it to. But I still rack up enough momentum there to do some stuff. So I leave Minx there on very low health. I think it's like 2 health or something like that. And Aaron's trying to figure out what to do with Blackheart. So Blackheart is going to go next. Always lots of full clip on Blackheart against Alchemist, because he knows that I rarely ever try to take out Blackheart. But if he misplays him, I actually, this team actually does have a decent shot at doing stuff to Blackheart. So he's going to put in a little work here, a little damage on Venom. I think he attacks Crucible once, and Crucible is going to counter just to do that little poison fire there, kind of trip him up a little bit and give me something to work with. So Aaron throwing a couple of pieces deep in the corner here, and I'm going to try to figure out what to do with it. So leaves Crucible on low health. So now I already have 2 players on low health. And again, here's the issue with Kami on the team. I have Vet Cat, who is a completely low defense liability. I have Crucible, who's 4-0, 14 boxes, kind of a liability. And then I have Kami, also 12-0, 1-inch melee. 12 boxes, 4 defense, 1-inch melee. Not great. So that's way too much squish. Anytime Midas is one of the tougher people on the team, it's a sad day. Anyway, Crucible's going to do a little bit of work there on to get away from Blackheart. I think she just acrobatics out, and then she'll great ball. She'll pull the play there for great balls of fire, and pull the ball off of Minx, which was clutch because now the ball can get passed over to Midas, and Midas can shuffle onto that side of the board. So with Aaron throwing 2 pieces deep into the corner there, and A&G and Fangtooth not really having the ability to keep up with his own scrum, I'm using that against him. So I'm using that speed against him. Coin's going to go up there. I think gives the bag of coffers to Avarice, and is just trying to cause a little problem here. I'm trying to figure out, okay, I still have Kami, who has 2 influence and nothing to do. I have Midas with the ball, who's looking at a pretty straightforward goal right now, if I chose to take it. And I still have the Sneck. So I'm going to go in with Venom, and I'm going to do a little bit of work here on the Sneck, on his Sneck, actually, Coin, and just do a dodge, really nothing meaningful there, and then just heroic and do some damage to Blackheart. Angie's going to come in on Kami, who's sitting back there. Again, super liability. Single her out with Greed, and then start doing the knockdown work, knockdown and damage there with Avarice, leaving her on she's on 2 health at the end of that. Sad times. Is again super easy to just wreck in the face, and Aaron's dice aren't even fantastic here. They're not great. You should have just been able to wipe her out. But anyways, so now Kami 2 health, Crucible 2 health, VCat something like 5 health. So Aaron's able to get a lot of squish on me, and I'm in trouble. Go in with the Sneck on. I go in on Grace because Angie has a tough hide, and that's a problem for Sneck. And Sneck does nothing great again, just lots of buckets. Looks like I was able to get. Okay, yeah, I got some poison on Avarice, which was important, because that means Kami can jump past. I'm sorry, Kami can go into Avarice and put a poison there on Grace. Grace is going to come back and heal Blackheart. So, Blackheart being such a key to this team, he needs to try to, any kind of threat to Blackheart could be a problem, because VCat can go over there and end his day. Okay, and then Fangtooth is going to stride up to the middle of the field, just kind of cause some problems, trying to mess up Midas's goal run there. So Midas is now going to try to figure out how to get this goal run in. I end up, I believe, I have to glide past Fangtooth. So, we lost some footage, but essentially what I did was I sprinted past Fangtooth, where'd they go, and then I'm in position now to kick the ball. This new camera just keeps, dying, usually right before goal runs, so super upsetting. But Midas does bang in that goal, putting up the Alchemist up 4-0. The ball, Aaron throws in the ball, and it ends up on Venom. And I believe I end up with turn here. So that's. Oh. No, sorry. He ends up with turn. So he's got, because he plays Seize the Initiative. And so he moves the Sneck over to bother Midas. And I've got the ball with Venom, so I'm going to slide Venom way out on the wing there. And again, making Aaron make some tough choices here. If he's going to go after Venom, he's going to have to do it with Blackheart, the only player in that vicinity who can get to him. So I fully clip Venom because everybody else is next to dead. So why not? I think I did heal I think I did end up healing Kami last turn, and I healed Vet Cat once. But they're just too squishy. Like, that many players on the board is just too squishy. And this Union team is good at melee, but they're not high on the burst. So, like, if I was into Butchers, I probably would have lost the game already. If I was into Farmers or Brewers, I probably would have lost already. That's the problem. There's just way too many squishy guys. It looks like Minx is going to go first and make short work of Crucible and do a little bit more work onto VCat, and heal up a little bit. But it's not enough. Heal up and slide out. It's not enough. So Union's on the board with 2. I'm going to have to go with VCat, who's almost dead again. And I guess VCat's going to just roll over to Minx there, and just makes short work of Minx. Dice, again, not behaving at all this game, but I do have a goal, so I'm not going to complain about that. End up taking Minx out with 3 influence, and that puts me up 6-2. And that Witness Me is going to be critical. All that extra momentum is going to be critical here. So Blackheart's going to go. He's going to go into Venom, tackle the ball. Do a little bit more work there. Pass the ball to Fangtooth, which was brilliant. Pass the ball to Fangtooth and dodge him up. So Aaron doing a great job killing the ball in plain sight. So more Blackheart stuff. Gonna put up some, I think he does the legendary here, so gives a little extra defense to the Sneck, to ANG, and Grace there. Okay. It looks like Midas is gonna go, and we're trying to figure out who is going right now. Is it Midas? Yeah, it's Midas. Wait, no, it's not Midas. Anyways, looks like there's some more work there happening. That looked like Kami, who just like basically had to break out. So she slid all the way up to the goal, bouncing people. So she had 2 influence again, did nothing really with it. Just kind of bounced out and ran because she's going to die any second now. Anyway, so it looks like Grace chases her back there. Tries to do a little bit of damage there. That's a problem too, though. He's got beaters, but they're not. I can stretch the field to points where he can't get the better beaters in place there. So again, this game's a little bit slower than it should have been, but it's a grind. Kami's just gonna get out of melee there with a counterattack. So the good news is that was a 1-inch melee character on Kami, who she's okay against, but like any standard like 2-inch beater is just gonna wreck this team. Looks like Ven is gonna come in, just surround himself with some people to wound, do a heroic, and he's gonna do damage to the Sneck, Blackheart, and Grace. So I'm doing what I can with the pieces I have left. It's mainly the Midas and Venom show now that VCat has gone. Okay. And the Sneck is going to go out, bag of coffers to Fangtooth. But the Sneck is good as it's going to die. It doesn't have enough health, and it's got a condition on it. So Aaron's just going to kind of let that happen. Down on this side of the field, Midas is going to go and just chew on Grace a little bit. And he'll use a couple of good results. And when I say good results, I mean out to column 3 to pull in the Sneck. And I believe he pulls Do I pull in Venom or not? I don't remember. But yeah, just doing a little bit more damage. I have a good momentum lead because of that VCAT takeout, so I can do the one damage at a time shenanigans with Midas, which is super sad. Uh, anyway, it looks like A&G is going to move back towards the middle of the field there. So again, this is like kiting and stretching around here to try to make this plan work. And at the end of the turn, we got a Fangtooth goal, which is basically, hey, that's, I don't know, that's kind of a win in my book. If you get Fangtooth all the way upfield and successfully kick a goal, you kind of won the game no matter how the score ends, in my opinion. So he ties it up at 6. Ball's got a nice little scatter there towards midfield, and we're going to call it for turn. Again, this is the critical turn for me to win initiative because I had that momentum lead with that Witness Me takeout. So I am, I believe, going to win initiative here. And you can see bringing in Crucible on the bottom of the screen there. We'll see how that goes. And I'm in a pretty good position. The coin died there, so I'm up 7-6 right now. And it's just nice to have that 2-inch melee missing. And again, most of the weight here. I put 2 on Kami again. Why? I don't know. She's basically edge, but like stupidly easy to kill. And her influence to momentum generation to condition handout is less efficient than basically everybody else on the Alchemist. It's not very good. It's 1 for 1. Oh, 1 condition for 1 influence. Yeah. So many other Alchemist players can do that more efficiently with 8-inch kicks and okay defense. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sprint, pick up the ball with Crucible. And this is where the game could have ended a lot sooner. I passed the ball to the Sneck. And of course, dice hate me, so I missed that. But the ball does scatter favorably. That would have been disastrous if it ended up on like Angie or Grace back there. His Sneck picks up the ball and just punts it forward and doesn't quite get the ball where he wants it to. And now we're playing to protect the ball or do important things with the ball. All right, so I go with Midas. I get a momentum. And then essentially with the rest of my influence, I decide I need to just sprint where they go and kick. So I have 1 momentum. And hey, I just missed a 3-die pass. You know, how badly can the dice gods hate me? So I'm measuring out the sprint there. So there's 8 inches to the ball, 4 inches back. That puts me in goal range. And Midas will score again. So Midas doing his job at least. So we're up 11-6, and there is a low health Sneck there. Ball goes back out, and it is going to scatter well too deep for Aaron to do some stuff. Now he's thinking about maybe just going in after Crucible and trying to take Crucible out, which would have been a pretty good idea a little earlier in the turn, but he's going to put A&G down and try to finish Venom. I'm not sure why he could have Venom without a knockdown. He could have just walked out of that and gone and killed Kami. But hey, why not? No, we'll kill Venom. And this is a mistake here. So he really leans into Venom and then doesn't end up. You know, Angie has a crap dice turn as well. Does not quite kill Venom, and Greed is still on the ground. So Venom's got 4 on him. So Venom just unloads on Greed and basically that's going to be game. He's just going to take greed out. So putting the Alchemist up 13-6. I don't like Kami. I don't think she's very good. Comment below if you want to change my mind, but that's going to end this game 13-6. Want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.